Good morning, it is January the 13th, 2020, and thank you for joining us today. In the local news, exchange rate must be stabilized, number of addicts increased, Ministry of Justice and Police uses influencers to stop COVID-19 spreading, and rights of economic zones of communities are not being trampled on. The exchange rate must be tackled. After that, work can be done on stabilizing the economy, so says Stephen Debipersat. He is the secretary of the Association of Economists in Suriname, FES. According to him, this is one of the short-term goals that the government would have to work on. But in addition to the exchange rate, government revenues and expenditures must also have a balance. To boost the Surinamese economy, the government wants the prices of basic goods to be lowered. The Ministry of Finance and Planning has already held talks with various stakeholders, including the importers, to arrive at an unambiguous solution. Lowering prices is part of the Crisis and Recovery Plan of the government. The Crisis and Recovery Plan aims to stabilize the country's economy. President Chandrika Persat Santokhi announced in Parliament on Monday that the first two phases in the plan have already been implemented. Work has also been done on a plan for the coming year. The number of addicts in Suriname has increased as a result of the COVID-19 pandemic. This is evident from a study that the Suriname Epidemiological Network from Drug Abuse Surendu has conducted in the period August the 3rd to September the 15th, 2020. Surendu is a workforce of the National Anti-Drug Council, NAR. Carlo Lansdorff, director of the Drug Addiction Center, the STEM, believes that drug use increased partly due to the pandemic. Many people who use marijuana registered with the STEM. However, according to Lansdorff, it should be brought to the attention that since the debates in Parliament about legalizing medical marijuana, people already thought about this. Lansdorff regrets that no attention is paid to the group who uses drugs but manages to keep their social life in balance. Medical Director Rudy Dwarkasin of the Psychiatric Center Suriname, PCS, indicates that the detoxification clinic is closed for certain reasons, including COVID-19. But the outpatient care for addicts has now been resumed. Whether there has been an increase in the number of visitors, the director, however, cannot confirm. The NAR's research has shown that the use of marijuana has increased by 8%, crack cocaine by 6%, and the use of alcohol by 10%. The Ministry of Justice and Police is seeking further dissemination of the coronavirus by using influencers. They visited Brokopondo and the district Sipaliwini last Saturday. The residents of Achoni received instructions on how to adhere to the COVID-19 measures, and they also received a mouth and nose cap. District Secretary of the Upper Saramaka area, Marciano Galimo, explains that the lack of information means that people are not fully aware of the danger that the coronavirus brings. Based on this line of thought, influencers have been chosen to convey the message. Research shown that many residents do not believe in the existence of COVID-19. Galimo therefore indicates that the traditional authority plays an important role in the awareness campaign. The team of influencers of the ministry will focus on the COVID-19 measures, but has the ministry also planned The rights of the economic zone of the villages in the interior are not trampled on. President Chandrika Persat Santokhi gave that assurance. The issue of mining rights issued at Baling Sula in 2012 was brought to the attention in the National Assembly. With a court order in hand, the concessionaire would like to proceed with exploitation, but he faces resistance from the local communities. MP Ronnie Asambina, who brought this matter to attention, anticipates that similar scenes took place at the so-called Roma pit between small-scale prospectors and the concessionaire in the area, where one person was killed. However, a solution that does not seem that obvious. A Krutu or village meeting was held about this, and it resulted in a confrontation between the representatives of the village and the government representatives headed by Leo Brunswijk. The government will stick to the path of dialogue to find a solution for this matter and many other issues related to the concession rights and the protection of the rights of the various villages in the area. That is it for the local news for today. Tomorrow we will be back with a new edition. Until then, have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.